Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of the Focus program. I am Pastor D.W. Tolbert. I'm pastor of the New Hope Baptist Church here in the city of Muskegon, Michigan, USA. Welcome again to another taping of our program. Thank you, as always, for coming and sharing with us and allowing us to spend a little time together and share with you some interesting things that are going on in our community and going on in our county. Today, we are blessed. We're very, very fortunate to have a special guest with us who is a mover and a shaker in our community. And we're talking today about the happenings in the jail ministry in the Muskegon County. We have, if you have not already known, we have a new chaplain in the Muskegon County jail system. His name is the Reverend Danny Peoples, yes. And it is my honor and my privilege to welcome him to the Focus program today. We are so thankful and delighted to have him with us and to be a part of our program today. Welcome, Reverend.
Thank you,
Peoples.
sir.
God bless you.
Thank you, Pastor.
Yes, thank you for coming by and sharing with us today. We are so glad that you're with us and taking time out of your day to come and share with us. He is the new chaplain of the jail ministry and here in Muskegon County. Amen.
Amen.
That's wonderful.
Yes,
That's
sir.
wonderful.
Yes, sir.
How's things going so far?
Things are going really well at this point.
That's great. That's
a lot of support in the community.
That's great.
More support we're looking for, but right now it's going really well.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And you started about...
It's been about a month now, a little over a month, when I started this journey.
Okay.
And actually it's not seemed like it's been a month, but times passes really fast.
Good.
In that position. Yep.
Good. About a month now.
Yeah, about a month.
And you look like you're enjoying it.
I love it.
That's good.
I am loving every minute of it.
Yeah, ministry is a challenge today, and the Lord has put you in a very challenging position.
I thank God that I have been chosen to do this this ministry. I do believe that I was trained early on to do this. Okay. And I received the call and I accepted the call, and I am truly blessed that I was able to fulfill that call.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now you shared with me earlier that Pastor Poole, who is your pastor, you remember Bethesda Baptist Church on Getty Street, where Pastor Poole is the pastor, and they had a type of installation?
Commissioning, installation. Okay. 2 Sundays ago, the 4th Sunday of last month.
Okay.
Where Forgotten Man Ministry came and gave me my red vest, my red jacket. Okay. And we did a service to install me in that position.
Great, great.
Pastor Poole was truly pleased that I was chosen to take this position, because the last full-time chaplain was Dexter Anthony, who was also a associate minister at Bethesda. So Bethesda has been able to give the county 2 chaplains.
Wow, that's
a blessing.
Yeah, that is a blessing. That's great. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. 2 of them. 2 of them from the same church.
Exactly.
That's great. So you've had the installation service, and you're off and
running. I have my feet have not stopped moving since I started.
Well, wonderful, wonderful. Well, tell us what does a typical day look like in the life of the chaplain in the Muskegon County Jail?
Well, actually, what happens is I try my best to spend at least 5-6 hours at the jail, and the rest of the time I am trying to acquaint myself with all the pastors in Muskegon. There are roughly about 250 churches in this city.
Oh, wow.
And if with that many churches in the city, there should be no reason why we are not represented in the jail much better than we are.
Okay.
Right now there is no set religious service there, because the jail can't accommodate it. But the sheriff has promised me that the one thing that he'd really like to see is a chapel there.
Okay.
So if that is the case, then we need to have our ministers prepared to come in and hold church services. So we are in the process of meeting all pastors, putting the word out that we need pastors, we need volunteers, we need workers in this ministry. It only works when the community becomes involved, and because these men and women in the jail, I've studied Forgotten Man Ministries philosophy, and I've looked at those that follow with Forgotten Man Ministry. the recidivism rate for none is 75%. For those that are taking part in the Forgotten Man Ministries programs, it drops down to 25%.
Okay.
If you have that big a drop, then there's no reason why we should not be there making sure that these young people don't return to jail. And that's our whole philosophy.
Wow.
We need churches to open up and say, well, come to worship with us. We'll come to you, but you can also come to us once you are out of there. If we have the support of the community, then those people that are incarcerated now stand a chance of not returning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big spread, that number.
It is.
25% versus
75%.
75%.
I was astounded by that also.
Yeah.
But when I saw it and I looked at the other counties, that it is a true fact that they can go from 75% to 25% following with the program that Forgotten Man Ministry has for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Wow. That's awesome. Now, if someone, a pastor or a layperson, wanted to volunteer, they could contact you at the jail?
They can contact me at the jail, or they can go online to forgottenmanministries.org.
Okay.
And it says get involved.
Okay.
And once you register on there, there's a training program that each volunteer must go through. But they will take them through that training program. And once they are through that training program, I talk with them, interview with them, and see exactly what talents they bring to it.
Okay.
To the program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good, good. That's wonderful.
I try to tell everyone that if you are a Bible-believing Christian, and we all are, if they read Hebrews 13:3 and follow that, which says, treat prisoners as if you were in prison with them.
Okay.
That stuck really well with me.
Yeah.
And if we follow our Bible, if we do that, we'd have no problems with volunteers.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's wonderful. Wonderful. You know, we're blessed. We have a new sheriff in our county, Sheriff Poulin.
Sheriff Poulin.
And he's hit the ground running too, and he's doing a great job, and he's very supportive.
He is
of
very
the,
supportive.
ministry.
I met with him last week, and I straight up asked, I says, what do you expect from me? And he says, continue exactly what you guys are doing with Forgotten Man Ministry. He says, I have a vision. He says that I'm a dreamer, and I'd like to see a chapel. I'd like to see a work release program, all of this in that old jail, which actually is sitting not vacant now, but it could be used a lot more.
Okay.
He would like to put a chapel in. He'd also like, which I am very supportive of, a Bible pod, where individuals interviewed to place in that pod, and they study most of the day, and they all interact with each other and not with the general population.
Okay.
He's in favor of that, and so am I.
Okay.
I've seen it at other jails around the county on the west side state here, at Kalamazoo, at Allegan, at Ottawa, and they're working really well with it. And Muskegon, we're online to do that also.
Okay.
A Bible pod.
Okay. Okay. So that old jail part, then that's being it's not being utilized right.
Well, it is
this time.
actually being utilized because they still use it to hold inmates that are going to court.
Okay.
They use that. There are a lot of office space that are being used there, but by and large, there's a gym that could be used for a chapel. There's a lot of still empty space that could be used.
Okay.
The new jail, actually, we build a new jail, and hopefully we don't fill it up. But at this point, we're overcrowded at this point.
Man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we have to do something to keep these young people, and most of them are young people, out of jail.
Right. Yeah. Well, that saddens me to know that it's overcrowded already. And having just opened up, that's sad. But it lets us know that we all have work to do in our county. We as not only as churches, but the whole county together. We have to come together and work to improve the life and the quality of life in our county to make it what it should be. So that I can't wait till the day when we put a sign out saying empty.
Well,
not to put you out of business.
No, and you know what? Actually, I wouldn't mind being put out of business.
For that reason,
because I can go retire again. But the thing is, we know human nature, and we know sin, and we know that the devil never stops working.
Right.
So we may never get to the point of being empty, but we can get to the point of not being overcrowded.
That's true.
And we can do our part. What did it tell us? The Great Commission says, "Go ye therefore into the world, preach the gospel to every creature." And I do believe that jail is a part of this world, and it is a part of the mission that we have been called to do.
Right, right. Yes, sir, and there is work to do.
Yeah.
Now we talked earlier before we came on camera about pods. Talk to us about the pods and a little detail how that works.
Okay, well, the inmates they're not jail cells where you consider bars.
Okay.
What they have them in now are separate pods, A, B, C, D, E, F, G pods. And each pod contains X number of inmates. Some as low as 2 to a pod, to a cell, and as many as 12 to 14 in it. And they are upper and lower tiers. And the way they let them out during the day is if lower level is out in the morning, afternoons in the evening, the higher pod comes out.
Okay.
But the pods are set up where each individuals, they have an honor pods. They have 2 honor pods on each floor. And those inmates that prove themselves to be responsible individuals that's not causing problems and looking to better themselves while they get to be in that honor pod.
Okay.
And those in the honor pod gets the trustee jobs. Trustee jobs help them reduce the time that they have to be in.
Oh, okay.
Pods, the Bible pod that we're looking for to do would house all of the inmates in there would be in a specific program. And that program will have teachers during the day come in a couple hours each and teach. It can be anything from self-improvement, self-help, marriage, and raising your children correctly, becoming a positive role model, because even though you've been to jail, you still can become a positive role model in your community.
Yeah.
So our pods are set up that way.
Okay. Good. And they're very, very successful in other counties. They've used them
with that Bible pod. They are very successful. The 2 that I really were impressed with was the one in Ottawa County and the one in Allegan County. Even though I've been to Kalamazoo, and Kalamazoo has a good program going there also. But the thing is, you have different teachers come in and they spend time teaching those young people. Okay. And then you have one person, maybe 2, in there that's with them that is able to counsel them while staff is not around.
Okay.
So I think it's a very positive program to have. Okay.
Yeah. And an inmate has to kind of qualify.
They have to qualify. They have to be interviewed, qualify, and their behavior has to be way above board to get them in there. Okay. They have to make a statement that Christ is their Savior, and that they are ready to change their life and their lifestyle.
Good. Well, that's wonderful. I pray and hope that program continues to flourish and as the Bible says, yield abundant fruit. Yeah.
I'm expecting it too. The young men are sending me, what they communicate with me is called kites. Okay. They send what they call a kite to me, and I have been receiving a lot asking for religious service. What we do have now is called Winning Souls for Jesus. There's a group that comes in on Tuesday, every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. And what they do is they go to each one of the pods on the floor, and I wouldn't say preach, but basically that's what they do.
Okay.
They preach and they pray. And if individuals in those cell pods are interested, they come out and listen. But we don't force anyone to. We have women. Last week we had 14 volunteers come in, and 6 of them were women, and they go to the women's pod.
Okay.
And they pray and they worship with them, and they sit and talk with them. And then we also do a book cart ministry on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where we pass out books, a lot of religious material, Bible courses, and regular general reading materials.
Okay.
But we also pray and talk with the individuals also during that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good, good. You had mentioned something when you were talking about the women, because I was going to ask you, are there pods for men and women?
Yes, and actually the women are only right now housed on the 3rd floor, and they are pretty much separated from the men in all classes, and there is nothing co-ed in the jail. The best way to avoid any kind of problems is to keep it co-ed, non-co-ed. Non-co-ed. That way we don't run into any kind of problems or situations like that. But yes, there are women, even though the majority of people in the jail are male.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if there was a pastor or a church who had a jail ministry and wanted to visit maybe a person who was a part of their congregation, they needed to get in touch with you to find out what the procedures are for that.
Correct.
Is that right?
What happens is, usually, say in your case, if you have an associate minister that you want to call to be your jail representative, he would call me. I would take him through and get him cleared. And then once he's cleared, he's placed on my list as far as approved clergy. You would be approved clergy. And you would call me with a 24-hour advance notice and tell me who you would like to visit. And I would call and make sure that availability is there. And usually the visitations last for an hour, but they can be either 30 minutes or an hour. Used to be a time that they only allowed them to visit on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We've opened it up now Monday through Friday. You may make a clergy visit, and we have two rooms on the 2nd and 3rd floor, where you can have the same place that the lawyers would meet with them. You would have a face-to-face conversation with them, and you'd be able to touch, but you don't bring anything to them, and you don't take anything out. But I am the one you would call to get that ball rolling. Yeah.
Well, good. That's good. So we'll set that up and get it going through you and everything.
Exactly.
Well, good, good. Well, you're going to stay busy, aren't you?
I do. But you know what? I was not doing too much anything before I took this, other than in the evening. I was still a sports official. So that I was spending most of my day waiting on the afternoons to go do my games. I've retired from that, and now my days are spent with the jail ministry. And I find that I really am. I'm smiling all the time now, and it's because I enjoy what I'm doing.
You know, that's important. That is so important. That is a great blessing.
It is.
Wake up in the morning and look forward to going to your job, your vocation or ministry, whatever it is that you do, you know, and to love it and enjoy it, because to not enjoy what you do and have to go do that every day, that's a real tough one.
It is. It's really tough, especially when I have to get up every morning really early, because I'm still, at this point, still living in Holland. And that's a 30-minute ride. And so I usually get up about 5:15, because I like to be at the jail at 8 o'clock in the morning. I like to be there when it starts, and I don't set a time for how long I'm going to be there, but however long it is, I like to start at a certain time. So.
That's good. That's good. Well, we're glad you're there, man. We're glad you're doing that. You're doing a great job, and I know you're going to even continue to do a wonderful job and spreading the good news of Christ in this capacity. Looking forward to it.
Well, I am too.
That's good. And I know the church is behind you, and the community will be behind you as well. And I know you've been busy contacting pastors and letting them know what's going on. Hopefully through our show today that the word will spread a little further, that you're there and what to do if a person wants to get involved, or if a pastor wants to visit someone, to get in touch with the chaplain,
you. Yes, sir. We go.
And go from there.
We are there Monday through Friday, but I'm also there sometimes on Saturday. So I'm also looking to have the pastors firm up what's going on right now. I do have pastors that are willing to work and are willing to help. But I do believe when you have 250 churches in the community, like I said previously, there's no reason why we shouldn't have enough volunteers there and enough pastors willing to do it. Because I do know that crime touches everyone. And every pastor in this congregation, in this city, has one time or another had someone to go into that jail.
Yes,
So,
yes. We have
relatives or whatever.
Yeah. It is definitely in our interest to support this.
It is that.
Yeah.
It sure is that.
Anything that we can do.
Anytime you look on the news and you see something negative coming about Muskegon, you want to change it. And this is our way to change it. And I'm thankful that God has chosen me to be one of them to help make that change.
That's good. That's good. Do you find yourself getting kind of attached to the inmates in a Christ, with the love of Christ, and
I do.
just kind of looking,
I do. I have one young man right now that I've known from when I did prison ministry.
Okay.
And he's down at the jail now. And I've been working closely with him, mentoring him, counseling him, and they finally assigned him to work for me in the library as far as cleaning up and all. And that's a good thing. That's, like I said, jail staff that I've been involved with so far have been really helpful with that. So yes, I find myself getting contact when you have to talk to someone about a dying relative and they weren't aware of it and they break down in front of you. What can you say and what can you do besides give that person a hug and tell them that you understand that God's will has to be done, and what we do is accept God's will, even though we're sad that it happens. And so, you become quite attached.
Yeah, that's something.
It
something. Yeah, it probably takes a little out of you too.
It does. It does. I didn't realize that I'd be tired in the evening when I get home, but I am.
Yeah.
And I have no problems with going to sleep at night.
Some work, so different jobs are different, and some of them take, a lot out of you physically, because it's more of a manual type job, and then some are more mentally, and then some emotionally.
Right. And all of them can take something out of you.
Right. Wow. Yeah. So we pray God's blessings on you, that the Lord will deposit back into
I agree with you, Reverend.
Yes, and give you what you need each day. As the Bible says, give us this day
our daily
bread and what we need for this day, because truly that's a demanding type of a ministry, and maybe a lot of people don't realize just how demanding it can be and kind of stressful, and the type of person you need to be to do that, because everything's not for everybody.
It is not.
And everybody can't be a chaplain for the jail. Everybody can't be a chaplain for the hospital, and it takes a special kind of person. God has to put something in you.
He does, and he did. He prepared me, and then when I looked at it, and like I told you previously, I can empathize because I've been there.
Okay.
And I know the feelings that they share, being there all day with nothing to do. I've been there and I've done that, and I do know that Christians coming in and showing interest also lifts the spirit of those inmates. True Christians coming in, and that's what I'm looking for now, to offer them the same things that I received while I was there.
Right. That's good. Would they be able to watch a program like this inside it?
They will. They have television.
Okay.
They have. They can also have taped and DVDs, and all of that can come in. So we do that at times. Also, we have Bible courses. We have DVD movies that I show. All of these things. Yes, they would be able to see that. That'd be a good thing.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, I hope so. Maybe they can. See
Channel 7,
see their chaplain.
Channel 7.
See? Yeah. So hopefully they'll be able to see, hey, that's my chaplain.
Well, they have started to recognize me.
That's good.
And I do know that I've met a couple of pastors that have gone in and visit, and a couple of volunteers, and they've talked to the inmates. Inmate says, "Oh yeah, we've met the chaplain." I try to make my presence there every day, so they can see me every day. Some way or another, I'd like to be around.
Well, good. Well, good. That's wonderful. I know you've got a lot on your plate, and there are a lot of things I'm sure you want to do. We're getting close to running out of time, but can you tell us any new trending things that you look forward to in the coming immediate future?
Immediate future, we do have our banquet coming up.
Right.
Our fundraiser banquet. We cannot exist because Forgotten Man Ministry is a nonprofit organization, and the only way that we don't receive government funds or anything like that, we depend upon our donors.
Okay.
And each county has a banquet each year for the fundraiser. We have ours this year, and it will be at the Olivet Evangelical Free Church on Harvey.
Okay.
And it's May 4th at
May
6
4th.
o'clock. May 4th at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And it is a fundraising event. Anyone interested in coming should contact the chaplain's office.
Okay.
724-6304.
Okay.
And they are able to get me, and we can go from there with
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay. We'll put all that information on our screen
I appreciate
so
it.
they'll be able to see that, and hopefully they will come on out and
Come right and
be
support
part
that,
of that.
support
Be
it.
part of that. Yeah, the Lord willing, I'm looking forward to coming myself.
Well, that's a
I'd
good
like
thing.
to
I was
be there.
hoping so.
Yeah.
I was hoping.
Yeah, I want to be there and see what's going on and support the total ministry.
It's a good night. It will be a good night. I actually, before I took this position, I did attend the banquets a couple of times.
Okay.
I volunteered in the prison, and a couple of times they did have their banquet the same night, so I could not go. But now I can.
Good.
I actually, more than can, I'll be a big part of it.
Good.
So, yeah.
Good. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Well, praise the Lord. Thank you
Praise
again, Reverend Peoples, for coming.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And we appreciate you. We know you're very, very busy and taking time out of your day to share with us on the Focus program. We're all out of time. Certainly, we're not out of word, but we've got to go. But we look forward to in the future that you coming back with us again and doing another program and showing us and telling us what's new and what's going on and how things are progressing.
I would love that.
Yes, sir.
Especially after we get some programs going.
Okay, we look forward to it.
All right.
God bless you, Reverend, and thank you again. And as we prepare to go, we want to remind you, as always remember, and never forget, when you get with Jesus, you're going up.